Hi. Hi. I don't mean to take my personality out on you. I am not the person that you see in these videos. I mean that in the obvious way. Because it's okay that we can easily forget that we don't know the people on the other side of these screens. I don't mean just YouTubers. I mean phones, Facebook, pictures, and all the videos. Even our beloved television shows and movies. It's so easy to not accept the rest of the 97.8% of life. And that's being fucking generous. Of the 3.2, 3.14. Of everyone's life that's happening the rest of the fucking time that the camera's not rolling. Hi, my name is Elliot, and I'm weird. I love it. I wish I wasn't weird. I don't wish that I was any different. I just wish that I was surrounded by people that are out there that exist just like I do. But if we found ourselves among each other, we'd all be weird. So no one would be weird. And I wish I wasn't weird. And I like to think that I'm pretty fucking weird on this channel. In my videos. But what's hard to tell is that I am also really, really not weird. I'm also super, super average. Not really, but you know what I mean. I can't help it. But I'm normal like that, I guess. This channel has been my practice for it's been my practice for being vulnerable and opening myself up in ways that I typically keep myself very private. And I don't share with anyone. Which is fucked up because I'm talking to myself. I mean, I'm not, I'm talking to you, and that is never lost on me, but if you've ever done one of these videos, if you haven't, it's always lonely in a way. And it's not so much that I make these videos because I want to put my best foot forward or I want the world to only see one side of me. Do I look like I give a fuck about? I can't even repeat the words of the sentence I just said. I don't give enough of a fuck for whatever the fuck I just said. If it means changing my behavior beyond what I believe in, because I want anyone to believe something that's, I don't know, can be colored or shaded or I don't know. See, I can't even talk about it. I have no idea what the fuck it's like to not be yourself. But I don't really care for attention or attention. And when I'm in a mood, which is, I don't know, a lot of the time, I don't want to talk to anybody. Correction. I only want to talk to somebody like for real, which always means not talking to anybody. Which is why I spend so much time trying to share on this channel because it's it's like my only resort. And it's not just my only resort. By sharing, I believe that I'm voicing for many. And for myself, it's still really out of the ordinary because when I thought I had a lot of friends still, and I mean I did have what I used to call friends. A lot of, I didn't, even when it was easier to talk to the friends that I knew I had and that I know I have, then I wasn't mature enough to open my heart and my mind. To feel like I wouldn't be a burden to anyone else because I believed that I was a burden. Or just that I was heavy. And so, of course, I created evidence of that in my life. Because it wasn't true, but I thought it was true. So I was trying to solve it for being lighter. Solving a problem that isn't real just creates the problem and doesn't solve anything because nothing's real. Except the truth, obviously. And this is what it's like when I try and share what I really feel and what I believe is hard for other people to hear. Because I still struggle, I still wrestle with taking any kind of action that I think might make anybody's life harder than it already is. Even when those actions, even when I'm making assumptions about how others would feel, and the actions I seek to take are only in some way to ask for help, which is just really uh, someone to listen. It's all the help. It's all the help that all of us could really blessedly receive and need. Because creativity, it's all balanced. Our ability to create our realities shared with the need for creating reality with someone else, anyone else. Because you can't believe anything if no one else believes it. No matter how much you believe it. I mean, it's meaningless if you can't share it with someone. How do you know this isn't all in your head? For me, I question reality daily, but that's only because I have no one in my life. Boo-hoo. I don't think, on the one hand, I don't think I'm really that special, and on the other hand, I know that I know that I'm also a little bit the only one that has so much of no one, because something has to. And there are ways of knowing weird ass shit like that, apparently. Anyways, I come on this channel mostly when I feel good, or I try, because it's the feeling good that gives me the energy to come on and connect. Not because I need to feel good to connect, but this medium is wholly unnatural for me, and always will be. I'm awesome in person. I'm gonna go ahead and toot my own horn, because it's true. It's weird though that despite that, I've got no in-persons in my life. Like, if I'm really honest, I've got my grandpa and I've got my nephew. One of them is three years old. The other is 78. And they're neither close. And as much as I love them and as much as they love me, just the fact that we're that difference in age, oh, just a little dynamic being alive realization. There's only so much we're going to get each other. It could be a lot. There's always going to be a lot. What am I trying to say? That I love coming on here and teasing little nuggets of truth and wisdom, because I've worked so fucking hard every day of my life to know the things that I know. And everything that I know so that I can teach it. Not because that's the need, but because there's no difference between learning something and to teach it, and then learning something just to hold it. And when I'm not here on this screen, I'm alone. Or I'm surrounded, or I'm like abided by people. That wish I was more alone. Which is to say, they'd be happier if I wasn't around. And they can't know or really understand why, but they'll give you reasons, and it'll all be for my own sake. And I've got no excuse or no bad reasons for the way that things are and why I know exactly why I'm here, where I am, the time that I am. I don't know what exactly. I'm not all encompassing that. I know enough. And that's because when living in space and time and healing energetic wounds and souls and the wonder of life and existence. It's like if you're going to play catch with someone, one person stands over there, the other person stands over there, and you throw catch. There's only so many, that's part of the rules of the game. In that way, there's a reason that I'm here and you're there, and everybody is where they have been. And it's enough proof to just know that you you're exactly where you need to be. That doesn't mean that you can't try or desire or anything like that. I don't know. It's more complex and simple than I could ever make it sound. Just follow your heart and let good things happen. And push just a little, but not a lot. Be stubborn just a little, but not a lot. And I don't want people to know how hard my life is, because I don't want people I don't want people's sympathy. I don't want people's pity. And in my experience, help that comes from perception of need isn't help. It's like, look at me. I'm helping. This isn't a call for help. This is me expressing my reluctance to say my life's not easy. Because I don't want to field the bullshit of like, how can we help you? Well, you cannot waste my time asking that question, because you have a bunch of answers already if you need them. But you don't want to hear them. You want to hear yourself say and be heard to say, how can I help you? Because that's the proof some people need. To know that they're helping. I'm always with the proverbial you, FYI. And I'll say that every time, because I never want you to mistake how I'm speaking like I'm talking to you. If you think that I'm talking to you, then you might be right. But I don't know. How many different people are going to watch this video? I can't account for you all. Except that I can certainly know that I love you. And that's going to be expressed differently for every single one of you. Certainly. And I'm at the end of my rope. I came on, I don't know, like a few weeks ago, and I tried my darndest to share my deepest vulnerability. I think I did a good job. And so I'm kind of trying to do it again. Because I'm on the cusp of realizing my next deepest fear. And part of my fear of it is it comes along with something, I don't know, more spiritual, more wise, and less emotional and less caring than I want to be. And that in like Taoist teachings, there's like a turn of phrase that in English translates to like non-ado. It's like the more familiar way we'll use it in English. Like, I don't know, I can't remember right now. It's basically, like it's like effortless effort, like, to do without making a fuss. Don't make a do about it. I don't know. That was that was way my lame message. Just using it didn't work out. I don't know. There's a way we use it. It's not going to my mind to make a do about it. Oh, fuck me. Love it. I have a potty mouth, FYI. Unabashedly. And this fear that I'm kind of like realizing, it's like a fear that makes me, it's like not despair, it's not apathy, it's not grief or sadness, it's like something more akin to like terror in the form of like sadness and grief and apathy. Like my blood runs almost like numb. Like it doesn't run cold. It's like, when cold is so cold it feels hot. It's like past that. It feels like it makes my blood run numb. I don't think I know my life. And if I were to die today, it'd be sad. And like hearts would be broken. But no one would ever know how that was lost. That's not my fear. No, my fear is there's a part of me that's I'm losing. It's like dying. I'm still here. I don't really know how to say it. I've got no one to say it to, so I'm trying. It's like that puts a lot of pressure on someone to be a friend of you. It's like, yeah. But doesn't everybody just feel like that, you like specialness, that like giftedness to be anyone's friend? Why is it such a light thing? Sorry. I don't have very many good memories. And like, just like you can change the past by how you look at it. I'm part of like my love and being spiritual and believing in the goodness is that there's a future now that will balance it all out. Like my whole past, lovely. So you know on Hook? Yeah, the Robin Williams Peter Pan movie, obviously. You know what scene has always, like, it's like permanently like imprinted in my like psyche as a part of like my world building? There's so many reasons why. But it's after it's after the food fight and Peter's under the tree with Tink. And they're sharing moments. But he's not sure how to fly. And she tells him he needs a happy thought. Like, what's your happy thought? And so he has like this montage. And Tinkerbell cries. Because not a lot of happy things have happened to Peter. But then happy things do. And he flies. He's in the air before he knows it. My life has been remarkable. I've had like my whole life. It's been quite effort. And that was before I might call my most disturbed awakening. Only like because it was the most splashy. It was a few years ago, around the time that I started this channel. I felt like I had awoken to a whole other world. And so a whole other life. It helped me realize that part of me had been waking for all my life. And things that I took for granted from very early ages were ways of thinking and being that I'm not sleeping. A few years ago, when everything got flipped upside down and inside out, and I want to say you could make a movie out of it, but all the movies have been made out of it already. I can hardly believe my own life. What is life? My point for that is just that, like, somehow it made everything make sense. And so it made me think that maybe everything would be okay. No matter how things played out. Because of our part in something bigger than ourselves. Part of ourselves that are bigger than the little lives that we think that we're living. And that all our meaningless actions are the most not. And everything that we've ever done is the most important and changes everything. Means everything. And my terror is I feel like I'm reaching this point where it won't matter how good things will ever be. Like a part of me will always wish that I still just never was. And I hate responsibility. Because try as I might, I couldn't invent something taking care of me. And believe me when I say that you know what that feels like in a way that I don't. And there are ways that I can know that, and that anybody that watches this can say that too. Because if being taken care of exists as an idea, then it exists on a spectrum of more taken care of and less taken care of, which means that somewhere along that spectrum line, there's the least taken care of. So I titled this share, like, how long is your rope, or what, some bullshit like that. Because I don't, I look at my life, what I've done, what I've got. I've got nothing. I've done everything. For me. I've got nothing for me. And I've done everything for me. I know what I've done. I look out into the world and I see so many people just, like, how do you do all this shit that you don't believe in, or you don't understand why you do, or there's not a day that goes by where I wouldn't want, like, I don't want to be a father. Like, every day I've always wanted to be a dad. But it's not a mistake that I'm not a father. So I don't need that excuse to work hard and do shit I don't want to do. Oh, you're dead now. I lived my whole life with that bullshit. When I was your age, I had you and your brother. When I was your age, I had two, I had three, I had this, I had that. All that ever fucking told me was like, okay, be smart, don't fuck up. So that you ever have to use your children as an excuse to live your life. My imaginary children bring me such joy. I'm just afraid that even Nothing. I don't know. I can't give up hope. Not when it's so new for me. Not that I didn't have hope before. I just didn't know how to feel it. I didn't have hope before because I didn't know what it was. When people say they're at the end of the road, what does that mean? And what makes people feel that way? Why is that even a saying? Like, why is it okay that our world is so shit? Like, I'm only I'm only 35. And it's super clear to me that our world is run by not the smartest people, but the cruelest. And that it's been that way for a long time. And that they have no power except the power we give them. And that it's as much as it's been like it's like the hardest it's ever been to do something about it in the most like mundane sense now. I appreciate that must be the feeling that every now must feel when faced with some problem that seems larger than themselves. And I know that this like enslavement regime has been fought every moment of its own existence because it wouldn't exist otherwise. It's conflict. The good and the bad survive on resistance. It's just boring. I've done the most non-boring things to see the world be a better place than it is. And I'm afraid that it's all just going to be boring compared to like I'm afraid of losing my innocence. Not that that would make me a bad person or make any of my actions less good. I just think that a part of me will never be able to smile. I have a place to myself tonight, and that's a small blessing. Days, I think it's the day where the Atlas comet is as close to the Earth as it's going to be. Unless it's been for the last 6,000 years, and it's passing. It's the brightest in the night sky. It's fucking awesome. When I was a kid, I think it was like 12. It was either 12 or 7. Like, I don't remember. It was either 12 or 7. Because it was 92 or 97. Fuck, it could have been 94. I don't know, man. I can't remember sure. But Hale-Bopp's comet could have been 96. Who the fuck knows? Google. It was the last time that a comet passed by the Earth so close. And my classroom teacher let us know. And so we checked the news to know what was going on, because we didn't have the internet really then. We didn't have the internet then. I went outside and I saw it was like this almost neon, like vibrant pink streak of light. Like I saw it kind of off in like the distance in the sky, and then it like shot towards me. It crossed the sky. One of my favorite memories of my whole life will always be that night when I saw it was like Tron, like those like a strip of fucking light, like it crossed the sky, and I ran. I felt like I was in a movie, man. Like I was like I think it was like Simon, like running across this field, like yeah. It was the most awesome thing. It was amazing. Yeah. It was the most like magical, like wow. Like what is the world we live in? Look at this fucking thing. Nobody looks up. It's just been like one big fucking disappointment since that night. Like I saw the most amazing, mysterious, like what? Wow. about the room. I just don't. I just don't know where. I can't. Atlas is in the fucking sky right now, and I can't see it. It's there. I see it with my eyes. But I can't see it with my wonder. That's what I'm afraid is. Part of me that's just dying. I'm still alive. And I'm pretty sure I'll still experience some form of it. I'll still be happy. I'll still feel good and feel joy. I certainly won't complain. I'm certainly not complaining now. I'm just afraid of that part of me dying. If it dies, no one will have gotten enough. I'll die alone. And if it's what dies alone risks being forgotten. And while much can be forgiven and forgotten in this wondrous, magical, mystical existence of a universe, that might be my most prized treasure. And it's hard to wrestle with the fact that without it, our universe and love is still worth it. My life is still worth it. I just feel like I'm getting to the point where I won't be able to believe myself when I consider the universe is as wondrous as it could be. I'm afraid of getting to a point where I'll always be able to imagine how it could be better. What could have been better? I'm afraid that I'll get to a point where I'll always be able to imagine how it could be better, and it's not. I'm afraid I'll be able to get to a point and imagine that it'll never be as good as I can imagine. Not because it's impossible, but because it's lonely. I wanted to sing tonight, but I couldn't. Sorry. Anyway, take a moment. Thank you for being patient with me. I don't. It's hard enough for me to focus on whatever I'm saying. I don't always read as I'm sharing. The way YouTube does it, it's not very conducive for sharing, but came up a little bit. I thought I saw Tree Hugger Dave. You make me smile, buddy. What's the other comment conjuncting in the sky today? Atlas and another one? Well, that's curious. Pleiades conjunction? Oh, that's curious. I'm gonna look into that. That's very curious. It's the 24th today. There's this in Canada. We celebrate May 2-4 weekend. holidays, the names of things. Everything has power. There's always a realm that supersedes either by being superior or by being inferior, right? Above or below, can have more potency and influence over any 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 rule, any realm, right? Like we are the most powerful to like our most or extended you like dimension. Like we are gods to like it's like saying like we're gods to ants, but ants are gods to not microbes, but like I don't know, clouds or something like that. Like it's spherical. So it's not a coincidence that May 24, 2020, like May 22, 2020, May 24, 2020, that this uh, comet the size of Jupiter is conjunct the Earth uh, for the first time. It's like a 6,000 year cycle, and it was first seen in like the 1880s, which is like the time of much historical conspiracy. Anyways, it's a digression from the topic share, but it's a good one because I guess I was speaking a little bit of speaking a little lightly. My man, that's how I drank my coffee today too, bro. Rather my water. We're not all, but saying as he mentioned it, when you're thirsty, drink water, but don't drink water because you think that you should be drinking lots of water. Part of like what's bad for your health is diluting your electrical system. Sodium, uh, salt is a conductor, and sugar, glucose, is an insulator. There's no right or wrong. It's all balance. And when you like that um, seven on the like the acidity alkaline, like you don't want to be fucking electrical neutral. You're an electrical being, and when we're injured, like there's uh, the voltage around a wound shifts, and we can drown. We can water is a conductor and an insulator, just about like everything else is. But it's typically, despite the fact that when you think of water, you think of the bathtub and dropping something electrical in there and electrocuting you. You're like, oh, it's a conductor. It's actually, well, water's typically in physics thought of as an insulator, as a poor conductor of electricity. So when you're thirsty, drink, but don't drink water when you just because you think that you're thirsty, or just because you think you should be drinking lots of water because it's good for you. Part of the old paradigm, poor health manipulation is to drown our electricity in lots of water to make enemies of sodium and lipids, and even like glucose in all its forms, and the sun. It's like, don't look at the sun. Wear sunscreen. The sun's trying to kill you. It's like, doesn't everything to actually have the sun in it? Like, isn't of like all of this whole planet and everything that's ever been on it charged by what the sun was, has been, and will continue to be, as an aspect of like its relationship as a solar system? Why is it so far fetched to challenge that the sun's trying to kill me? Like, how separate do we have to be from the rest of the universe and the cosmos to not be more in love with being alive and the wonder of seeing, and like the advent of this global energetic shift, like my humanity has changed. I My capacity to do things has is different. I am capable of doing things that I never thought possible. That I would I that are that seem otherworldly, but I don't care. And that's probably why I find myself exploring them, because I never needed any of it to be like, wow. I've always been blind and I'll always be blind, because one person's blurry is another person's like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Wow. Why is it anything? What's that sound? What's that sound? What's that sound? What is sound? Wow. Why why isn't any of this important? And why are so many stupid decisions being made on like a global scale for my whole life? And that's just acceptable when like it doesn't take a genius to be like, that's stupid. And like real people aren't mean. The only mean people that I've ever had the like good luck of knowing are scared people or misinformed people. But to be fair, truly mean slash bad people fear me because I'm not afraid of them. So I know they exist. I know they're out there, but they see me before I see them, and they run the fucking other way. And I just want more from life. And I'm at the end of my believing. Do I think that things are going to get better? Yeah. Do I think that we're going to live in a world really shortly where a lot more people are going to be able to enjoy happiness and contentment? Yeah. Do I believe that part of me that like fist pumped the sky when he saw what people call the comet, but I had no idea. Like, sure, it's a comet. I'm like, this is a comet. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's like a pink streak of light, like nothing I've ever seen. Amazing, beautiful. It's like, I don't know, man. I'd equate it to like if I ever see a child being born, it would be like what I saw that night. And do I think that maybe that part of me is being lost to a world that doesn't even see me? I hate that I don't give up. I hate that I know that I'll still be here trying. I'm just tired of being ostracized and not trusted because I act nobly. And I'm not afraid of being honest. When it comes to standing up to abuse or appreciating beauty, I'm tired of that being a personality that makes people not trust me. I'm afraid I'll have to give in, not give up. Because if I'm co creating a world, I don't want to live in a world by myself. And if I believe in a world that's better than everyone else believes in, then I gotta believe in a less better world so that I'm not the only person. Because, like I said earlier, you can believe in yourself all you want, but if nobody else believes what you believe, like, are you crazy? You know, it's hard when all of this like wild craziness starts happening in your life. You're like, what the fuck do you believe? And you just need somebody else to be saying, hey, it doesn't even need to be what you're saying, but you can feel, it makes you feel like, you know what, it doesn't even matter. This could all be in my head, but if you're a good person and you make me smile, then at least in my head, no matter whatever the fuck is happening, I'm smiling. And I just don't want to not smile. Anyways, I'm gonna get going. Angel Chimp, uh, do you? I've got to. This might sound a little bit rude, but I don't mean it to be rude because I really appreciate you saying something as opposed to not saying something. But a comet the size of Jupiter would wreak havoc on Earth because of its gravitational force. One, what does that even mean? Like, does that mean that you just don't believe that a comet the size of Jupiter is like streaking across our skies right now? Because if it did, it would. And so because it's not, it wouldn't be. Two, how do you know that? How do you know a comet the size of Jupiter would wreak havoc on Earth because of its gravitational force? Do you know how gravity works? Do you know how mass and gravity uh, express itself in relation to electromagnetism and the Earth? Do you know that, or do you not know that COVID-19 or whatever the fuck is happening right now, and volcanoes are happening, and hurricanes are happening, and like Cat 5 fucking hurricanes are happening in the oceans right now? It's just havoc on Earth is happening right now. But my like, not defensiveness, because I fucking love it, is the wood. It's like, are you challenging what I'm saying? Because you don't believe it? Because you know better? Because I'm so sick of stupid people thinking they know better. Like, comets aren't even whatever the comets are not pieces of rock flying through the sky, leaving giant trails of ice. Like, they're not. But that's what we're taught. They're electrical. They might not actually have any like substantial rocky mass to them, but they have gravitation and they have mass, even though light is said to not have mass. But light has mass. Obviously, light has mass. Everything is light. Everything is an expression of electromagnetic frequency and vibration of like the etheric medium, which is the most subtlest layer of like matter. And it's all just different layers of like subtle fluidity as like essentially consciousness and form, all balanced by naught, which is an anti. That's something else too. Anyways, I just thank you for the opportunity to be like, be more careful about saying things, and don't be afraid of being slapped upside the head, because if you've never been slapped upside the head, you haven't said anything risky before. You haven't done anything risky before. Anyways, I'm gonna get going because there's something that I don't want to miss. But we as Earth collectively are gravity greater than the comet. Thank you. Exactly. Because we know we are fucking children of the sun, star seeds awakening to knowing love is sourced from within. Thank you. That has gravity. That is gravity. Like, because we touched on the physics of this, and I'm just feeling adversarial. Gravity, which is like the weakest of the four fundamental forces, is actually the strongest. It is mass is often confused with weight because science doesn't want you to make sense of reality. If it did, then you'd be harder to control. But mass and weight are not the same thing. And a thing can be massive, but be relatively weightless, because mass is like atomic density and weight is an object's relationship with gravity. So mass can be defined in part, like it can be expressed as a gravitational well, right? The more dense an object is, the more it has the potential to bend, curve space-time, which is like an elementary perspective on the effects of gravity. It is not the only effects of gravity, but it is an elementary effect of gravity. It bends space and time. So the more massive an object, the more potential it has to have an effect on the curvature of the space-time around it. Weight, however, is an object's relationship with like like objects of mass in and around it, in so much that it's creating an attractive force. So, for example, like if you were to, like, I'm like I don't know, say I'm 300 pounds, okay, just to pick a number. I'm a 300-pound man. That weighs 300 pounds on the ground, but then when you put me in the pool, I float. I do not weigh 300 pounds. I weigh something less because I'm in a different medium. So it has shifted my relationship with the gravitational forces of my environment. Weight and mass do not equate the same thing. And the reason that an asteroid, massive asteroids might have hit our planet before, but we're not in danger of hitting our planet now, is it's for the same reason. Like you can't touch magnets together easily, right? Like they will repel by virtue of their by their polar forces. And the reason that they won't be hitting the Earth is not because, well, magnets also attract, is because what we're going through in this awakening and this ascension process is a realignment of the Earth and all of the divine planets of our solar system are realigning their polar edges to our solar sun, to our sun, our solar logos, and the solar galaxy, the solar system is aligning its polar forces to the galactic nodes. So any flying objects passing through our system will have to compete with the very strong electromagnetic shielding, which is not just of the planets, but of our whole system. Which and that's not like, oh, but look at, they're really close. It's like, no, we have an effect on asteroids and shit flying in our direction for, you know, millions, billions, infinite amount of light years in every direction. Because, like, if you were to put a drop in from the surface, from the surface of the ocean, like imagine the still ocean, and you put just like a drop of water. You picked up some water and you dropped it. Just to, like, keep it simple. That drop, big or small, would ripple infinitely. Like that ripple would affect at least like on like if we're talking on like infinitely small levels, no part of a single unit isn't affected when a part of the surface is affected. So in that regard, I don't know, man. We're not alone in the universe. We're not alone on the planet. Everything you do matters. And nothing that you do changes anything. That's what the Nana do in Taoism is. Don't fucking do anything, but love. And then be that love. And being that love will have you create things. It'll have you destroy things. It'll have you just be what the universe needs you to be. And that has been a fucking stretch. It has been downright backwards and inverted for whatever reason, for time immemorial, which doesn't mean all time, it just means a long fucking time. Because that's the process that was created and that's what we've been living through. So can we, as a humanity, as a people, as us right now connecting, cope with the fact that shit's been hard, shit's not made sense, that everything that we've done has been effective, and the reason that we've gotten to where we've been and where we are and where we're going? And can we forget all of it and do the exact opposite, but not be the opposite ourselves, but even be more truly ourselves, to accept what we've always been trying to create, but doing the opposite thing to make happen. But now that we've like realigned like our systems, our souls with truth, we have to stop doing the opposite thing, which means we have to do nothing. But it also means we have to be what we love. And we've done that before. That's always led to our destruction and our pain up until these times right now. So can we stop doing the things that brought us supposed success, but did effectively create what we needed to create? Can we restart? Can we resume? Can we do those things that we've almost had to give up on? Because we could never give up on, but every single time we've tried, it has only ended up in our heartbreaking. Can we do it one more time? These are our interesting times. And there are reasons. People are stupid. It's so easy to evangelize society. It's so easy to put your fucking mask on and put your gloves on and be like, I'm being responsible. COVID-19 virus. Duh, 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 duh. When people don't know what fucking viruses are. But they don't want to question it, and they don't want to stand out. They don't want to be the voice that's saying you're wrong. They don't want to be the voice that's saying the reason people are getting sick around the world is because we live on a sick planet. You don't enslave the planet. You don't make them work. It's like 9 to 5. Do you know what overtime is? Fucking working 4 hours, 1 hour a day doing something you don't believe in is 1 hour more of a day than you should be as a living being doing with your day every day. You are entitled to only do things that you love because that's what the earth needs. That's what technology needs. That's what creativity needs. That's what the best of everything needs. It needs you to want to be. And anything less creates bullshit. And when we live in such a shitty fucking world, it kills me that I'm isolated because that's fucking obvious to me. That it's easier to make the world better than it is to continue being fucking stupid. Because you know what? COVID-19 is going to come and go. And no one you know is going to die of it. But I know this so-and-so went to the hospital. So, yeah, are you kidding? Like, comets are passing by. Like, when there's a fucking storm, a desert storm, it affects people's health. Like, you know, when it's a full moon, like, that affects our biology. Not the moon, a full fucking moon, as opposed to a new moon. Like, the moon's still doing its fucking thing, but when it's full on one side of the planet versus the other, it affects the tides. So you're telling me, like, there's asteroids, planet, like, the reality of our solar system is doing very cool and very awesome cosmic things. Yes, that's going to have an effect on people. Never mind, you don't like space? Volcanoes. More volcanoes have been going off in the world for the last 3 years than in all of recorded history. The heat of the planet has been heating up as a good thing, but we'll blame it on global warming for the past my whole lifetime, and I'm 35. Like things are reaching a culmination, and just want to it's a virus. It has nothing to do with anything. And because it has nothing to do with anything, there's nothing that you can do to protect yourself. If it finds you, it's going to get you. So isolate. Don't touch anyone. Don't smile. Don't be happy. Because it's like fire. It burns everything equally. No, it doesn't. That's not the way viruses work. That's not really the way anything works. That's not even the way fucking fire works. But it's easy in a world where nothing touches anything. It makes it easy to lie about what's really happening. This many people. Do you know? Go if you care. Go find the statistics for the amount of people that die every day in hospitals before all of this, where they don't know.
They have no clear reason as to why they're dying. They died? No. Then look past that, and you'll see that the people that died and we didn't know why, they seem to disappear. And all the people that died of COVID-19, well, those numbers start to exist. All the people that were dying of flu-like symptoms, but we didn't really know why they were dying, well, they disappeared. But now we got COVID-19 numbers. And when nothing in the whole fucking world is changed by the people's actions or these bullshit actions, and it comes or goes or whatever, guess who's gonna ride along and be like, look, we're still here. It's because we did the right thing. We did the isolating. We did it because you put your gloves on and put your mask on. You're a good person. You did the thing. And that's why we're still here. So the next time something fucking happens and it's worse, you better all fucking line up and you're gonna get shot. Or you better line up or you're gonna get shot because for your own good. And you're not gonna get shot by any piece of authority. No, you're gonna get shot by your neighbor because your neighbor is now the authority. Because they want to be a good person. So you better do the thing that's gonna kill you, or we're gonna kill you. And it kills me because this isn't top secret. It just takes a little bit of like caring. And you don't even need to know these details to be like, you know what? I don't really trust that shit. I'm going to do what I believe. Everybody's got their enough. And it kills me. It fucking kills me that my life is so fucking surrounded by shit. When my bar for happiness is so fucking low. And my love for humanity is so fucking high. And my talent, my skills, I wasn't born this way. Everybody's born this way. I have worked my fucking ass off to be a good human being. And as a result, I am awesome at fucking a lot of things. And you know what? I'm homeless. I can't afford food. I can't afford my prescription medicine. I can't afford anything. I can't get a job because I'm overqualified or I don't have some bullshit certification. But more than that, I don't want to be a slave. I don't ever want ever again to be anywhere because I fucking have to be because I need money. Because somebody says that's what I need to deserve a roof over my head or food in my belly. That I need money to have leisure time. Because I don't want to live in a world where goodness doesn't get you those things. Doing what you're told gets you those things. And only if you don't ask questions. I'd rather die. And I don't avoid it. But they haven't killed me yet. I haven't killed me yet. And I don't avoid it. Because I want to die fucking every day. Except for like the little bit more that I wish I could live. In the fucking better world than I imagine, which is just easier than all of this. I hate that is going to get lost. I just don't want to be on the losing team of like the cosmic beings that believed in love and humanity. Because There's nowhere, anywhere. There's nothing anywhere that says that like anything has to win. Like in the end, source wins. Love wins. We win. But that doesn't mean that fucking humanity can't lose. The Earth's gonna win. Look how beautiful the Earth is. Even the concrete, even the most ugly construction that is our cities are beautiful in creation. The Earth wins. With people's souls, people's spirits. They could be so beautiful. And they could be so nothing. Because even ugly is beautiful. But how can I be on? It's so at the end of my own fucking rope. After everything that I've done, and it seems like the whole world's at the end of some kind of fucking rope, and they haven't fucking done anything. So, anyways, thank you for listening to my rant. I love you. I'm gonna go catch something. I hope I'm not missing. Who am I kidding? I'm always missing something. Have a good night. Really, thank you for joining me. It helped me feel things. And I'd rather not feel them. Not like I'd rather not have them and feel them. I just wish my imagination was so different from reality. But I do feel them. So I'm happy for the opportunity to explore them and to be vulnerable with myself and you. But you can't be by yourself. So thank you for making do. Be well. I wish you love and peace and excitement and wonder, because that's the least that we deserve. And the most will always be more fun to discover. That's my dream. I just want to be awake for it. I wouldn't mind really sleeping either. I don't think I've ever done that before. Okay, I'm out. Peace. Have a good everything. Because you deserve it. And I wish it for us. Okay, bye. I love you.